Hi, Mick McQuaid here to welcome you to iste780, Data-Driven Knowledge Discovery for summer 2017. I'll be your instructor. And I'd like to go over a few things before we start the class in earnest. These are items from the syllabus, and of course the syllabus is the most important document in the course, and the syllabus rules. So if there's a discrepancy between one of the videos, for example, and the syllabus, which there will be. One of the videos is from a previous semester, and it discusses the grading scheme. And the grading scheme is the one in the syllabus, not the one on the video. So the syllabus is the final arbiter in any dispute, and the most updated version on my courses is the absolute final arbiter in any dispute. So you should refer to the syllabus lots during the course of this semester. Okay, now the syllabus has some prerequisites listed. There are two stated and two unstated prerequisites. The first stated prerequisite is iste600 analytical thinking. And analytical thinking is a mode of thinking like holistic thinking that is a lifelong pursuit. And so this course is an opportunity for you to sharpen your analytical thinking skills. So if you haven't taken that course, you still have to work on your analytical thinking skills. And one thing that you can do to guard against problems in analytical thinking is be aware of opportunities for analytical thinking, in particular in ambiguous situations. So you might find yourself longing for detailed step-by-step instructions to do something. That is a signal that it's time to do some analytical thinking. Recruiters actually look for students with this quality that they often call resilience. That is the ability to think analytically in ambiguous situations, the ability to work in ambiguous situations, and to not need detailed step-by-step instructions to think their way out of ambiguous situations. So be sensitive to that and find opportunities there to sharpen your analytical thinking skills. The second stated prerequisite is Psych 640, which is statistics or equivalent. And basically what I'm hoping is that you've had some exposure to regression analysis. You'll be disadvantaged if you haven't. And if it's in your distant past, you may want to brush up on it a little bit. We'll go over regression analysis, but in a way that it's just better if you've already experienced it. There are also a couple of unstated prerequisites, and the first of those is programming, and that's a hard one. If you have not programmed before, you shouldn't take this course. And I say that in all sincerity and hope that you will not take this course if you have not programmed. You don't have to have programmed in any particular language. I'll teach you a language, which is R, and it happens to be and you don't need to have ever programmed in R before. You just need to have programmed. R is an object-oriented language, but you don't need to have programmed in an object-oriented language. You just need to have programmed. My experience has been that students who have not programmed before are not successful in this course, and so please take that seriously. The second unstated prerequisite is quite soft. That's linear algebra. So the textbook tells you that you don't need linear algebra, and then launches into a discussion of linear algebra. So it's obvious that you will be puzzled by some things in the textbook that you have to read if you don't have linear algebra in your background, or if you haven't brushed up on it if you had it in your distant past. So take those things seriously. You won't have to actually do anything with linear algebra the way you'll have to program, but it will be very helpful for you to understand it. Okay, so that's it for prereqs. So let's see, the next thing to talk about is materials. So the first material is you have to have a computer to run R on. And luckily R has been ported to every conceivable operating system. Even smartphones will run R these days. So that shouldn't be a problem. I will be grading your assignments on a virtual machine. It's an Ubuntu 16.04 virtual machine that's going to be available for you for download to run on VMware, which you have the right to as a student of RIT. You get a free copy of VMware, so you can actually do the assignments in the exact same environment that I'm going to grade. But you're free, if you want to download R yourself and download the required packages yourself and run them on your machine. I won't be any the wiser. So you can do that. The second requirement, and this is a hard material requirement, is a network connection. So you've got to have a good network connection for streaming videos. So that's what presumably you're watching a streaming video right now. And you have to be able to turn in assignments on my courses and take an online exam on my courses. And it's not a valid excuse to say, well, my network connection's no good. I can't really do that. So if you don't have a good network connection, you should not take the online version of this course. The third one is the textbook, and that's available free online. That's Introduction to Statistical Learning with Applications in R. Usually it's called ISLR online, so you'll see it mentioned a lot on forums and machine learning blogs and on GitHub and various locations. And it's a popular book, and it's a well-supported book, so it has its own website, and that website contains plenty of data sets, answers to exercises, videos, anything that you might want to support the textbook. So that's essential. We'll be following that textbook very closely. Okay, then the syllabus has a very detailed schedule, and that's because we're going to be running this course in 5 weeks online. So you're going to need extra support in maintaining situation awareness throughout the term. So that's why the syllabus is more detailed than usual, and pay attention to the syllabus every day. There are exercises mentioned in the syllabus, and some of those, there are 9 of those that are numbered with Roman numerals, and those are to be turned in, and they constitute 54% of your grade altogether. That means the remainder of your grade, 46%, is the final exam. 46% on the final exam. That is a lot of weight on the final exam, and so you really have to work hard in order to be prepared for that final exam, because so much depends on it. So you could conceivably have an A going into the final exam and an F coming out of the final exam. So you have to take that final exam very seriously. It's not an adequate excuse to say, well, I did well on the homework, so therefore you should excuse my terrible exam grade. You'll get the grade that you earn. Now, the final exam must be faced alone. You must work alone on the final exam with no help from another person. But you can work on the homeworks with another person. So I encourage you, if you feel like it, to work in pairs on the homeworks. But there are a few guidelines that I ask you to follow. One is work in a pair with somebody who's at your own level. Don't get into a teacher-student relationship in the pairs. This is just like pair programming, where it works best if the 2 people are at the same level. Second, it's important that you each turn in the assignment. And so you'll turn in identical assignments, and you'll both have both names on both assignments. And this just helps me in grading. And another aspect of grading that I should mention is that I have some very picky grading formatting requirements. And I insist that you follow those requirements, or I'll take off a lot of points. And a few people don't take that seriously the first time. I take off a lot of points, and they ask me to give them those points back, but I won't. So you'll be in an advantage if you follow my picky formatting requirements. And they do help you in a sense, because they allow me to run scripts in grading and allow me to grade faster and give you feedback faster. And that is important for you. In a 5-week course, it's important for you to get fast feedback on the homeworks. That's critical. So take those very seriously. Now, I just want to finish by saying that I hope very much that you'll enjoy this course. I think these are wonderful topics, and thanks very much for watching.